the speed with which some of these new capability jumps are happening are pretty stunning, and that, to your point, was what, when I first read even the scaling laws paper, I felt like, wow, if this happens, this would be really interesting. And it's turned out that it's held that line. But the more important aspect I think we're reaching now is the models, and in fact people describe this as the model overhang, right? I think the capabilities are there. The question now is to be able to harness them.
The capabilities are already there. The problem is that most of people, they don't know that they are there yet. That's Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, one of the most valuable companies on the planet. And that line, I think, is one of the most important lines that any CEOs has said this year. There is no making headline. We spend so much time thinking about what AI could do in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But what Satya is saying, stop. The point is not what AI will do in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but is what are you doing right now that will make the difference. The capability are already here. So how are you leveraging them? And he gave one of the most practical interview I've seen lately in the space. No hype, no doom, just what actually AI is doing right now for doctors, banks, families, and builders. Subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. There is a demo in the video later on where Trevor Long has built an AI agent for his family in an afternoon using Microsoft Copilot. And Satya's reaction is really surprising and tell you everything to make you understand where the technology is right now. So keep until the end so we can give you more information about this demo.
I think recognizing even right now the state of AI, and quite frankly even for the foreseeable future, is more about what I'll call task level automation inside of jobs, right? Even yesterday I was talking to some a local Australian startup doing a fantastic job of building a scribe tool for doctors. And one of the things he was describing to me was how much it's benefiting the physicians by reducing their paperwork burden and helping them spend more time with patients, right? So that's the type of tasks that they did that quote unquote AI does so that they can do the real job, which is take care of patients. And that's happening even in office work, right? When I think about even my own job, right? Was I meant to mostly triage email, or can I do things where I can focus my attention on being able to really get the deep insights, pass better judgment on things that I need to do so, and so on. So I think that that's one aspect of it. But at the same time, I'm clear-eyed that that's why I think even the skills announcement we had, which is about how do we really make sure that as even new job opportunities get created, maybe in different forms, we have the skills required to be able to take those jobs. I feel like at this point, the narrative around AI is such, which I'm glad, where we are talking about both the benefits and the unintended consequences versus waiting. And that debate is a good debate to have versus just indexing on any one of them, right? Because just to say AI is all about sort of the fear of AI, that won't help because it's inevitable that this is a secular change. The question is, how do we drive that change such that the benefits really are getting through to everybody?
Task level automation, no job level automation. And I think that is one of the most important distinction that is happening right now that is missing the point in the headlines. We're not replacing job, but we're replacing task. A doctor's job isn't paperwork. A CEO's work isn't email. These are tasks that are sitting inside of the job. And when you go AI handle this task, you get back what really matter. Time, that space to work on things that only you can do. And Satya Nadella point on the secular change we are going through is really important that we really listen carefully. The question isn't if this happens, but the question is, does this reach everyone on the planet or just the people that figure out first? And then this is the really interesting part where Trevor Long built an AI agent for his family. And here what happened.
So what I did, I took Copilot Studio and I tried to create an agent for my family. So I've got 3 kids, my wife and I thought about my busy life, my busy diary, and we have a shared family calendar. So I wanted to demonstrate it to you if I could.
Cool. And how did you build it?
Well, I used Copilot Studio and I integrated the Outlook calendars. And so we called it Charles, our family butler. So I'll give it a quick example. What's my schedule look like on Monday? And so basically it's now going to go and check my personal schedule and see how busy my day is. But it's also, because I've engaged it to always check the family calendar, because I want to know what I'm going to be able to do and how I'm going to help the family. So it's looking at my calendar. I think people need to understand that it's not just reading a calendar, it's trying to understand the schematics of a day. And so now it's giving me a whole output of my day, telling me what I've got on, but by default, it's telling me about the clashes and problems that I might have. So considerations, and even making suggestions. Would you like me to send Amanda, my wife, a quick note about the netball pickup clash? But here, it gets even better. So what I can also do is say, move my planning meeting to earlier in the afternoon and let my wife know that I can pick Victoria up for netball. So basically now it's going to change my calendar and it's going to send my wife an email.
First of all, the pride you have, the sense of empowerment you have that you built this application. Yeah. Just like in the past you may have built an Excel spreadsheet or a Word document, you just literally created a piece of software, which is an agent.
There's an email to my wife, which, to be honest, probably not appropriate. I would normally send a text maybe, but just letting you know that I've adjusted my meeting so I can pick Victoria up from school on Monday and take her to netball. So it's a great, I feel like, is that the next phase for AI? For people to see real world usage of it?
Correct, and I think that you captured it well, which is what is the output that you care about? In this case, you didn't sort of say, oh, well, this coordination task I have around my family, I want to basically build an agentic system that just does that, so that I am not sending mails or text messages or keeping track mentally, and then the agent offloads all of that, right? That ability, and that's what CBA is doing, right? For example, it's one, the customer directly is interacting with the bot they built, but then more interestingly, their own agents are using agents in order to be able to do the escalation cases with higher quality, with less drudgery, and that type of improvement is what's fantastic.
And critically, CommBank also talked about how it then enabled the human staff to have more, I guess, insightful information by the time they got to the staff for support.
Exactly. And I think that the complexity of some of our products and others inside of an organization are such that sometimes when even you're on the front lines in customer service or as a banker even, you want to be able to have this agentic sort of support that's right at your fingertips, right? In fact, that was the way, we used to have this thing called information at your fingertips, and now going forward, it's about agents at your fingertips that are really helping you be more productive.
Build in an afternoon. No developers, no code, just an afternoon with Microsoft Copilot and a calendar integration. This used to take 2 weeks, budget, a brief, and small businesses, they didn't have that. And now it's as simple as building a spreadsheet. If you are building right now, the shift is worth talking about. And pay attention. No AI will do my job, but I can build and afford to build things I couldn't do it before. And that's the open window. And most people haven't walked through it yet. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button. Back to Satya.
If we rewind 5 years, I don't think anyone in the general public saw AI coming. You maybe did, and other people in business. But I don't know what the next 3 to 4 years looks like. Do you have a crystal ball of how much more is going to change around the use of AI or what's next?
Yeah, I think the speed with which some of these new capability jumps are happening are pretty stunning, and that, to your point, was what, when I first read even the scaling laws paper, I felt like, wow, if this happens, this would be really interesting. And it's turned out that it's held that line. But the more important aspect I think we're reaching now is the models, and in fact people describe this as the model overhang, right? I think the capabilities are there. The question now is to be able to harness them. Like, that's why I'm more impressed with your demo than any model capability, right? Because at the end of the day, did we all use it, do things that are useful for the outcomes we care about individually and as organizations throughout society? And that, I think, is more going to be the defining thing about what's the real frontier of this technology.
The real frontier isn't bigger model or faster chip. The gap is between what the tools can already do and what actually people do with it. So what are you building? In the comments below, let me know if you are building something. I would be really interested to understand what are your use cases, how are you using AI? Let me know. And the gap is the opportunity. And right now is enormous. Subscribe. Every week we break down CEOs that are revolutionizing this period of transition. So you never miss what's coming. Back to Satya.
I mean, I think the digital, the provenance and trust are going to be the most important aspects, right? It's not just about deep fakes, but everything, right? For example, when you have lots and lots of agents, that's why I think even what we are doing with Agent 365 as a way to give organizations that core control plane to, have the observability. And this is the issue with any new technology, right? As the rapid adoption comes on the unintended consequences. And this time around, we have to really get ahead, right? Whether it is about identity, provenance, security, and governance policies. And so that way that we can be secure about it.
Can Australia be an AI powerhouse?
I think that we think about AI is more an accelerant to the comparative advantage of countries and companies that already have that going, right? So in some sense, AI is not some abstract new thing that sits outside of what is the rest of the economy, right? Australia today is a powerhouse on many fronts, and those fronts will get more amplified because of their use of AI. And of course, when it comes to even just generating the startups that, go on to capture large swaths of market share in different categories can come out of Australia as much as any other place. The most important thing for us, collectively, both in the tech industry but in the broader society, is to make sure that the benefits of AI are really delivered to everybody, right? Because if we don't, then of course, it's not going to have the social permission. What does that mean? It means you want to be really good users of water and energy to create AI that then is helping with education outcomes, health outcomes, public sector is becoming more efficient, the companies that are using AI are becoming more productive, they're driving economic growth that then is making its way to people's lives, because that's the way permission is earned.
Social permission, that phrase is why I keep coming back. AI doesn't have a guaranteed right to exist in society. It has to earn that right by delivering benefit to people, not just companies and shareholders. If the gains stay at the top and the disruption spread everyone else, the permission get withdrawn. We already seen the beginning of that, and Satya understands it, and that's why he's framing the full story around disruption and not just capabilities. Of all the CEOs I cover on this channel, Demis, Sam, Dario, Ahmad, Satya is the one that talk less about what AI can do, but is talking more about what people do with AI. And right now, that's the most important thing. The tools are already there. The window is now open, and most of your competitors are not going through it yet. Subscribe, drop a comment. What is one of your tasks that would you outsource to an AI agent? See you to the next one. Bye-bye.